HIIT workout, which is Tabata Style this week. Gonna make sure it looks like the audio is going. Excellent. So if you don't remember what a Tabata Style is, it's 5 groups. Within each group, there's one exercise. We do that exercise for 20 seconds at high intensity, take 10 seconds of rest, and we do that for 4 minutes. This is really an excellent way for all levels to do a HIIT workout, and this is because if you're a beginner, your intensity, you can increase your intensity a little bit, but you don't have to be going as hard as an advanced exerciser, and all these exercises are relatively simple to do. So depending on your level, I hope you can enjoy this workout, but without further ado, we will go with our arm swings into our warm-up. So if you more sort of like to think of it as rounds, and you're going to be pausing the video, or you want to take a little bit more time, as I do have the exercises, descriptions will be on the right. It ends up being 8 rounds of an exercise. So these arm swings, what I'm doing is palms are up when I'm out, and I turn them down as I cross my body, and I alternate which arm's on top. We're going to go into our side step with lean. It's not a side lunge. I'm just trying to get a little bit of blood flow into the lower body, get these muscles working. With our Sumo Squats, which I believe is our first exercise, we'll be using a lot of these muscles. We just want to be sure those muscles are warmed up. You can see I'm keeping my trail leg straight, and that's pushing up my groin. And we'll go with our standing twist. I'm just interlocking my fingers behind my head, twisting up the torso. I'm really trying to focus on pulling my elbows back. You can see they're in line with my ears, and that's just opening up my chest a little bit more. All right, we'll go with our jumping jacks. So with our jumping jacks, we can either do, of course, our jumping jacks, or if the intensity is a little bit too much for you, or you don't like that sort of bouncing action, you can always just do your jumping jacks without that. All right, so without further ado, we will get into exercise 1, which is, as I said, our Sumo Squats. So our feet are going to be hip width apart, or wider than hip width apart. Show you sort of the front view here. I'm allowing my toes to actually point out a little bit more. And all we're going to do is now hinge from the hips, and then sit down by bending at the knees. I keep my chest up. Spine is still that same angle as my shin. And if I wanted to hold a weight, I could hold it in that goblet position, right? Wrist under elbow, right at the chest. And I can hold that weight there. So we're going to be 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. In 3, 2, and 1. So you'll notice I can't go as deep with these squats. And that's just because that angle, or having my feet a little wider, won't allow me to do that. Do that for that side view again. If you need to modify this, you can always, like, obviously you don't need to have the weight, but you can always just, you know, do your quarter squat. Maybe it's a half squat. Excellent. You can also do this with a band. I have my band set up for another exercise, but you can just step into that. Not a lot of rest on these exercises, but that's okay. I'm just gonna fix my heat here. It's a little warm, a little toasty, a little uncomfortable to work out in. Grab water when you need it. Just gonna step back into that. See, that 10 seconds isn't a lot of time to do much. So just turn down your heater, grab a drink of water, but grab a drink of water when you need to. You need to take a little bit of extra rest to allow yourself to get that drink. That's no problem. The timer will be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you. Just jump in when you're ready. I could certainly go a little bit faster to be more in line with that sort of HIIT style. I'm just taking my time to focus on my form. I know by that final round, that round 8, that end of the 4th minute, my legs are going to be pretty tired. So you always have to think about pacing yourself as well, so that you can do the full workout at a consistent pace. You know, it is called high intensity. That doesn't mean we need to be like fireworks, firecrackers, hot out of the gate. You know, round 1 and 2, go ham, and then round 8, you're losing your form, barely doing the exercise. Last round, just like that. And hinging at the hips, bend at the knees, keeping that chest up. Our form on round 8 should be as good as our form on round 1. 10 more seconds. Excellent. Exercise 2. They're wide knee mountain climbers. We've done these before, but I'll explain them nonetheless. So we're going to get into that high plank position. Hands under shoulders, nice straight line from head to toe. And then I'm just going to drive my knee to the outside of the same side leg without losing my form. So what I mean by that is we really don't want to turn our hips throughout the workout. You can see if I do this angle here, you know, I'm staying pretty strong throughout this. If you want to increase the intensity, of course you can go a little bit faster with this exercise, but really just be sure not to turn those hips. If you need a modification for this exercise, what I suggest doing is we can go and just hold an inclined plank, or a modified plank, or you can do an inclined plank and do that same exercise where we're bringing our knee to the outside of our elbows just from an incline. Same exercise, you're just changing the positioning a little bit so that you're able to do the exercise. All right, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 8 rounds, 3, 2, 1. High knee, or wide knee mountain climbers. Again, I really just try to focus on form throughout these exercises. I know there's 4 minutes of this exercise, so I'm pacing myself so that I can keep my same intensity, keep my form throughout, and at the end I'll know that I did a pretty good job and that I'm sufficiently tired. And you'll learn these things more about yourself the more you exercise, and sort of what you can, you can't do, what's hard for you, what's easy. I know for this, my serratus, or the side muscles here, are going to be very sore for me. Just because I know that about myself. I know my weak areas in this exercise. Of course, I'm feeling it in my core. But my serratus is my weak point on this exercise, and that's where I feel it the most. All right. Show you guys that incline again. Incline. Maybe on this one I can pick it up a little bit more. I'm not losing my form. So keeping my arms straight, I know it's bending a little bit. Straighten those out again. Oh, still got a couple more seconds. A little uncoordinated there. Baby giraffe running. This is really firing up on me here. Okay. 10 seconds of rest. Not doing it for me right now, and keep pushing through. Use again here. See how my hips stay stable. Do one more round like that, actually. Just like that, we're on to our final minute. I'm really struggling on this. But we keep pushing through. I know it's only 20 seconds each round. But just keep talking through it. Keep talking through the pain. It's going to be okay. Last minute. Can't quit now. You can do it. You can do it. I can do it. You can do it. One more round. Ooh, boy. I'll go to the side again. This last set. Definitely be taking a bit of a break after this one, just to grab some water. 10 to go, 10 to go. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Don't lose form, though. Don't lose form. Modify if you need to. Awesome. All right. Exercise 3. We have our lunges. You can hold a weight on this one as well, if you'd like. I prefer to hold 2 at my side. Okay. So our forward lunges, relatively simple. We're going to take an exaggerated step forward, push on back. So you notice my trail knee doesn't hit the ground, and I load. The front leg is the leg that gets loaded, right? This back leg is just the kickstand, and then I try to keep my spine straight throughout this exercise, right? Nice and vertical. if I hinge forward a little bit, that's fine, but I'm not rounding my back. I'm hinging. If you want to hold weights, you can hold them at the side. I'm going to start the timer. Maybe I'll pick them up on one of the rounds, but just to be sure that we're starting on time here. Very easy for these workouts to bleed past that 30-minute mark. I always want to make sure that I'm explaining the exercises. That's round one. And just like I said in a previous workout, if you feel like you've sort of got a handle on the exercises now and I'm over explaining it or explaining it to death, just let me know. I can take that constructive criticism. Excellent. So what do you do if you need to modify? You can do your step ups if you want, if that's more comfortable for you. Could be a smaller step. We can go into high knees, and we're starting round 3. We could do high knees instead, or maybe just a march. Getting that opposite arm, opposite leg. Whatever you need to do to sort of get those legs moving. Maybe it's just a simple squat again. Maybe it's just sitting into a chair and getting back up. But just find something that you can do for 20 seconds at a little bit of a higher intensity that you feel comfortable with. If you don't feel comfortable with an exercise, it's not really worth doing until you feel comfortable doing it. And, you know, that might be starting with a modification. It might be just doing a few reps of that exercise, you know. If I do a few lunges and then I do a few high knees until I am comfortable with my balance, just so you guys can see sort of the distance of my legs as I step, about hip width. Knees just hovering above the ground. Excellent. Lunges, I find, are just one of the best leg exercises. Just because, you really have to focus on using that one leg. Or in a squat, you might push off your left leg more than you push off your right. But a lunge, you have to use both legs a lot more equally. That one I leaned a little farther forward than I would have liked. That's okay, I just reset. Don't beat myself up over it. And keep going. You know, even professionals make mistakes. Form's not always perfect. But I just take a second and try to reset and make it perfect again. Final round. And then we're halfway through the workout. We only have 2 more exercises after this. Excellent work. Keep going. That chest up. Oh, just like that. Look at that. Time's done. Awesome. Reset that round down again. Stop that timer. I'm going to throw up the next exercise. I'm going to grab some water. I urge you to do the same. You know, just with those only 10 seconds of break, not a lot of time, so we'll use the in-between rounds. Oh, Betsy. Some hard work. I'm actually going to move this chair. See, you guys can see okay. So prone lat pull downs. We've done these before. We're going to lay on our stomach. I have a resistance band that I can use for added resistance. And I am going to use that to explain the exercise. We're on our stomach. My arms are extended straight overhead. I'm grabbing a band in this scenario. I keep my elbows off the ground, and then I just drive my elbows down, and then back up. You don't have to have this band, right? I just do it for a little bit of extra resistance, and then just from the front view, so you guys can see what that looks like. Arms are overhead. Elbows are off the ground. I drive my elbows down and then back up, not allowing my elbows to touch the floor. All right. It might be a little harder to hear me just with the positioning of the band and the fact that my face is in the ground. But I'll do my best to talk loudly. We're up in 3, 2, and 1. Driving those elbows down. Five to go. Excellent. We'll get a little bit into our rest time. That's okay. First round's not so bad. Later we'll be begging for that rest. Round 2. So why I keep the elbows off the ground is it just keeps my shoulders, my lats engaged the whole time. You know, this isn't a particularly difficult movement if you allow yourself rest at every point. And here we go again. I'm driving those elbows down. Arms overhead. Right, and it's a slow return to the front. Adjust myself to get a little bit more tension. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. You know, this exercise certainly isn't as difficult as a pull off or a lat pull down, but it's really hard to find a lat exercise at home that you can do with body weight. That's not a pull-up. Pull-up's one of those harder exercises. 3, 2, and 1. And I'm going to just sort of take the next round to demonstrate where those muscles go. You guys can go ahead for round 5 here. We're really focusing on using these lat muscles. And as I pull down, I really want to feel it back there, right? And the bottom of the shoulder blade and the side of the body. So when I pull down, I'm squeezing that, right? You can see the muscles squeeze together. And we're on to round 6. It's really hard to demonstrate, you know, which muscles I'm using from here. Go ahead into round 6. You guys are thinking, no, you just wanted to take that round off. But I really want you guys to think about the muscles you're using while you're using them, right? It's that mind-muscle connection. Which is so important for building those neuromuscular pathways that are responsible for generating all this force, right? The better your brain maps out how to use your muscles, the stronger and more efficient you are. All right, final round coming up, round 8. Then we have the hardest exercise of all. Not to be a bearer of bad news. I'm going to put my head down, finish strong on these last ones. like that. We're done. Okay. You don't need any weight on this one. We can go ahead and grab a drink. We want to make sure our area near our chair is clear. So I should move this back a bit. Better, huh? I'm just going to grab a drink myself. A lot of hard work doing these exercises, explaining them. Certainly thirsty work. Okay. For Bulgarian hops, we want to get we're in a lunge position, essentially, but the rear foot is elevated. Now this might be a little high for some. So you have like a sturdy box, or an ottoman that's a little lower. That might work a little bit better for you. But this height is fine. So I elevate my rear leg, and my front leg is going to be the loaded part. Same with the lunge, right? I only go down about a quarter, then I hop up, right? We'll switch on rounds. We won't switch at 10 seconds because it takes a little long to switch here. We'll get going in 3. Sorry, we'll start. I'm gonna get in my position here. We'll start in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, it's just a bit of a quarter bend, and then I hop up. And I guarantee you, this is going to burn out your legs. And always be sure to land safely and quietly. Take your time. Whoops. There's just enough time to sort of set up. And if you need to modify, you can always take the jump out, right? I can always just do these Bulgarian squats. And the next round, I'll show you some other things you can do if you're uncomfortable with this position, because I know a lot of people are. So just like with our lunges, what we can do is we can do our high knees, right? We can get that going. And you can start round 3 now. You can get our high knees going. We can do our step ups. You can go back to your lunges. You could do a reverse lunge maybe. You could go into your squat. And I'm going to be a little bit off here with my legs. Make sure you're switching legs. I'll just have to be sure I take a right leg off to show some more modifications. Maybe do a left leg. You can see I keep my spine neutral, and I'm not jumping to dunk a basketball or anything. Not that I could if I wanted to. I'm jumping just high enough to get my sort of foot off the ground. It takes a lot of work to generate that force, propel your body up with only one leg in a standing position. Actually, I'm trying to 5 here. Switch legs. Again, I load the front leg, my spine stays straight, my chest stays up, toe pointed forward. And you take this as fast or as slow as you need to. Up. And again, you don't need to do the jump. You don't need to do this exercise, right? You can do one that's a little bit more comfortable for you. I'm standing far enough back that my shin doesn't come, or standing far enough ahead, the shin doesn't come in contact with the chair. Last round. Pushing through or pushing through. And I don't really find the need to rush through this exercise or get a whole bunch of reps in that 20 seconds, just because it's a hard enough exercise as it is, and I'm reaching that 8 out of 10 point when I'm doing it by round 8. All right. Let's go back to the main stage there. So I know where I want to go. That's on the ground, on my back, arms overhead. Ugh. Excellent work. I'll start our cool down here. Make sure that when we get up and we get down, we're moving through it relatively slowly. You know, heart rate has definitely spiked in areas of this workout. And just get your arms in that wide position, push your elbows to the ground. Do deep breaths. I cross my left leg over my right leg. Right hand on the outside of the right leg, left hand through the hole. Pull my knee towards my chest. And we'll switch sides. My right leg is crossed over. My right hand through the hole, left knee on the outside of my left leg, and I'm pulling my left leg towards my chest. All right. We'll go into our half kneel hip flexor stretch just because we did use a lot of lower body. I'm going to show you the other side so you guys can see. I don't have to turn. My right leg's down. The left leg a little bit greater than a 90-degree angle there. I'm pushing my hips forward. Left leg's down, so my left arm comes up. I don't know what happened there to lose my balance. And we'll switch sides. Right leg down, right arm up, left leg forward. Push the hips forward, nice tall spine. And we'll finish with our handcuff stretch. Just grabbing the wrist behind the back. The shoulders back and down. Nice proud chest to finish. A few deep breaths. We'll switch sides. What I mean by that is I grab my other wrist. As per usual, we are a little bit over time. I hope you enjoyed the workout. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to leave it in the comments. This will be on Facebook and on YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And if I don't see you or don't talk to you, I hope you have a great weekend.